Don't be deceived. You won't be strong all the time. I don't want to say another thing, but this is ministers. Can I say it? Since we are not, you will not be spiritual all the time. There are times you'll be carnal, sometimes you'll be natural. You like this. You are not 100% in the spirit. 100. In heaven, there are few people that we are referred to as perfect creatures. Perfect. You know what we call perfect? We strive for the realm of perfection. God does not use us because we are perfect. God uses us because we are vessels that allow Him to flow. So, when you look at people in church, your mistake is that you think that they are perfect people. So when they offend you, you know, when they get you angry, like, hi, why will you do this? Because they are human beings. Even if angels come on this earth and serve as workers, as ushers, there is a day an angel will slap one of you. Sit here, you ugly. Because an angel slapped John. What is it? Zechariah, right? That was not part of what they told him to do from heaven. But when Zechariah was talking to him, they talk too much. You'll be deaf and dumb for a while. After they born this speaking, you go talk. You will not always be spiritual. You are demanded to walk in the spirit. I get to my point. It's something you have to engage in intentionally. But there is every tendency that your body is going to switch all the time. And that is why a lady called me and said, Apostle, why am I too emotional? Can this emotion just die? I said, that is also part of your living. If it dies, it's a problem. And that's why no matter how you fast and pray, God won't kill it. The thing will still remain there. The goal is not for God to kill it, for you to be able to mortify it. You mortify. Have we prayed those prayers we prayed before? Maybe I have not prayed. My flesh should die. You didn't pray that prayer. I fasted for my flesh to die. I pray for my flesh to die. After days, months, years, the thing did not die. I realized the more I fasted, the more I prayed, it grew together with me. Hey! Strong men are not always strong. David was a man after God's own heart. Yet again, he did wondrous things with his flesh. If you read the things David do, as a man after God's own heart, is not qualified to have that stature, that rank, that name. It should be blotted out because it's an abuse. David did more atrocity, but he survived. How? Other elements of the economy of God was supplied, like the help of God, the mercy of God, the grace of God, the favor of God. So let's not talk about these things and neglect those things and think we are going to do anything. We can't, because no one is justified by his righteousness. You will not pray all the time. Am I saying you should pray? Yes, but I know there are moments and times that you will not pray as you ought to pray. Many years ago, when they invite me for meetings, I must do at least 10 hours of prayer before I come there. 5 hours in tongues. I say I will never eat until I'm done with the service. I suffer myself like that for many years. After a while, the Lord tapped me, say, you are not the one walking, it's me that is walking. And I felt that time that if I don't do that, God will not come. And I realized that I can always walk in the spirit. I don't really need to do most of those things. And that was when the Lord told me a prepared man is better than a prepared message. Because all what I was trying to do that time was to ensure that I prepare myself for the message to be powerful. And I didn't know that for the message to be powerful, there are other things that God do behind the scene that I'm not aware of. And it's not really because I'm doing those things I'm doing. Am I neglecting those things? No! But I'm just trying to let you understand there are many times that are going to default from the things you ought to do, and yet God will back you. What is the economy that back you in the days of disobedience? How many pastors don't pay tithe, yet again they prosper? How many pastors don't give, they prosper? How many pastors sleep around, yet again they preach? What economy? you right now that are hearing me now are 100% accurate with God, you will discover that we survive by the economy of the mercy and the grace of God, and we are not deserving of it. Pray without ceasing. We are demanded to. We are not going to always be able to pray without ceasing, but that doesn't mean we will not try our best. Job was a man that offered sacrifice for his children even when he's not even sure peradventure they sin, yet again calamity befall him. He can't explain that thing because he was a perfect man according to scripture on the earth. It's the same thing that when we saw Ephesians 6:18 said, say, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto unto all perseverance and supplication for all the saints. There is another version of that scripture. I think it should be maybe the Message translation that said, in this ongoing warfare, prayer is essential, and we are demanded to pray hard and pray long. I want to let you understand that if you listen to my sermon of yesterday, there are seasons and time when you need to be able to seek and proceed God. That season and time, you have the availability of time to be able to do many things. At that time, you build a structure in God for you to be able to survive for the days of evil.